I have definitely not been idle since my last video. In my last video I showed this spot as well, showing a huge rose bush, no, not a rose bush, a rosemary bush that was practically dead. And I have cut most of it by now. And indeed, it was dead for the most part, and the parts that are still alive, I cut off the herb and hung them to dry in the kitchen, so it hasn't gone to waste. Besides, there are other rosemaries growing there, so it's not a waste. It just takes up way too much space. And then with the refuse, here's a pile and there's a pile, just to show how large that thing actually was. Got really good Kindle or Tinder, so I'm definitely going to cut that up and reuse it. It's not going to waste, either for the outdoor oven or inside, because we live in Italy. We don't have central heating, or do we? I don't even know if we have central heating. In our last house, we most surely didn't. We might even have it in this house, and I just don't know about it, or I haven't noticed it. In any case, we do have a fireplace and an outdoor oven, so I intend to use it for that. Our guest house, which is below the main house, definitely does not have heating except a wood stove. So, and we are gonna have people over soon, so might as well give them something to burn in there. It does get pretty chilly here during winter. Less chilly than in our last place, but still chilly. I'm going to try to see if I have a picture or a screenshot of how this particular spot looked before I mowed some things down. I think I definitely took a wide angle of it. But in any case, I cut down bamboo and the rosemary. There was bamboo over there, which has to go anyway. Somebody said this on, commented this under the last video, that it's best to go not too devastating, because you don't know what may pop up. And that's right. I mean, it's completely true. And I promise I'm not being too devastating. It's just that the things that I'm cutting down now absolutely have to go anyway. I wasn't going to keep those no matter what, because it takes up too much space, and it also takes up too much upkeep for what it actually is, a separation row that's not needed, in my opinion. I don't like these little spaces that you almost have to crawl through. Especially in summer, I don't like that. So the things I'm cutting have to go anyway. But yeah, it was a really good point, and I appreciate the reminder. Because there are a lot of things growing here, and Italian autumns are almost like a second spring. There is so much stuff still growing or regrowing after summer, because during summer, I mean, nothing grows. Everything kind of dies off because of the heat, and there's almost no rain here during summer, so farming depends on irrigation. Us too, if we grow things here, we have to depend on irrigation from water that we pump. So yeah, about oh my gosh, I'm losing my grip. Summers here are terrible when it comes to growing things, especially forageables and wildflowers. You see practically no wildflowers here during summer, only autumn and spring, which is cool, I guess. You get 2 seasons of wild things growing. Anyway, I will see if I can get a picture of the last, of how it looked before I cut stuff down here. It's probably not going to see that much of a difference, because it's still a whole jungle. My wonderful man helps me out a little bit after amusing himself watching me struggle with it, and I did struggle with it. Yeah, it was not easy for me. But for him it was relatively easy, it seems, because look what he did with the oak tree that I already made a video about. He cleared it. There are the branches he pulled off. He just pulled them off with his bare hands. What a beast. I'm very happy with it. He had a great old time watching me struggle with it. I'll say that. Oh well. He came to my rescue at the end, so he's entirely forgiven. And in the meanwhile, after that intermezzo, we well, mostly me actually, tore down practically all of the bushes. So you can see that part of the garden now, which is great. Also, that whole structure you see there, we are not going to keep it, especially not the rusty parts. Those poles can stay. The thing is that we took one down already, and they're pretty deep in the ground. And to get them out is a whole mess. And this happened to this one. We had to put a plate over it because look, oh, well, my man covered it up, but they are fortified, so there are iron pins sticking in there, and it actually broke off the iron pins, and it's a bit dangerous because I don't want those iron pins sticking out of the ground when I'm with my hands in the ground. So for now we're leaving those because we're probably going to have to dig them out one by one. They can be repurposed though, so it's not a huge loss. I found a little rose bush right there. Here you can even see some rose hips on it. That I'm absolutely keeping because that's just beautiful. The woman who lived here, she loved roses, and she absolutely had she put great effort and care into them, and it was absolutely beautiful. I wish I could have shown you while she was still alive, but I never took any pictures of the place then, also because it wasn't my place, you know. It feels a bit invasive. But yeah, look at all that mess on the ground. We're burning that because there's no other thing we can do for it. We can, one thing we can do is try to make a fence with it. You know, when you put 2 sticks in the ground on both sides and then you fill that up with branches, very effective against wild boar, which do roam around here. And yeah, great progress. I am really happy with it. The next part that I'm going to have to do, which I'm going to start soon, is here at the back. See, there is a whole place there still. Here. Yeah. Oh, another vine, great. See? Whoops. This seems like a bit of a lost space here right now. And we definitely, what we think of doing is move this there. So we have a bit more open space in the middle. Also for our son, that's going to be fun because he likes balls. He likes kicking balls. So we'll have space for that. That's the next project, including getting all the tubes out of the ground. And oh, something I have to show you, but I'll have to edit this because it's on the other side. See you soon. Hi, Annie. That's Mafalda. She was one of the cats that were here. Oh, hey, sweetie. That were here and that we adopted. Because, I mean, where else are they gonna go? They live a pretty good life here, especially now that there's people around again. Hi, honey. Yeah. She's very sweet. She can be a bit mean to other cats, but she's generally quite sweet, aren't you? To people at least. Eh? Yes, you're a Rufiana, as they say, eh? A little Rufiana. And lastly, this is something I would like to show. I'm standing in front of the Wotan shack. We cleared a lot here already. There's also quite a mess right there that we still need to clean up. Those are cuttings. And this bush, I have no idea what that is. Zero. But it's beautiful, isn't it? I so love it. And when they first come out, those flowers have a bit of a white hue to them, but they gain more color over time. And they look like little light bulbs, don't they? Maybe you can't see it from this distance, but yeah, like little colorful light bulbs. And it blooms very long as well, very hardy plant. And I'm absolutely in love with this bush and I'm keeping it. The one next to it is a butterfly bush, which when it blooms, and it won't be blooming anymore this year, is going to attract a lot of butterflies, which is great because, I mean, they're just very, very nice to have around. You always feel happy when you see a butterfly. And even when you feel melancholy, it's not a bad sort of melancholy, in my opinion. Anyway, that was the update. I had to pause a little bit on my other Substack, the Rune Shack, because well, we had the olive harvest, which was we only have 3 trees, but they weren't kept well, so they needed a lot of work. And then also all the work in the field that had to be done. But I'm getting back to it. I am documenting how to preserve olives in brine, and I will post that recipe at some point in video format, but for Substack only. You know what? I'm not even sure yet. I'll have a think about it, but it is going to be a free video or free recipe because it's such a simple one. I felt quiet because I'm just admiring the plant. But yeah, in any case, that was it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and may you walk with the gods.